Clearly, you have quite a bit of influence, and you know, we've seen the relationship that you've developed with the president. You were on his strategic forum. You know, many people here consider you perhaps one of the, if not the, U.S. executive that has sort of the most understanding or maybe deepest relationship between, the U.S. and China. I'm curious, seeing what you're seeing now, which is, Trump coming out with more tariffs on China. He's surrounding himself, Steve, now more with people who are see China more as a threat than a friend. What do you want to say to the president? I mean, have you talked with him recently about these moves?
Well, I'm not going to tell you and your vast audience, Betty, exactly.
Thank you for the compliment, Steve.
Right, exactly what I'm saying to anybody in particular. But
are you disappointed?
I think there's no doubt that there is a serious imbalance between the U.S. and China in terms of market access and tariff levels and non-tariff barriers, investment limitations. Mm-hmm. And part of this happens in the natural course of things, that when you're a less developed country, then you have higher tariff walls. We did that in the United States in the 19th century. And it helped build the United States behind the protection of those restrictions. The issue now is that with China having such a large economy, even though per capita it's not as big as one would think, but in terms of aggregate size, it's the second biggest in the world, and it's growing at double the rate of any developed economy, that it's sort of time to make that change, to make that transition. And I think that the senior people in China well understand that, because it's just in their interest as well as other countries' interest, because if you don't normalize this, then populism develops in developed world, and then the people in those populations demand some kind of action.
And then it actually swings all the way back to the other side.
And then it starts spinning around, and everybody's a loser.